be absolutely devastating.
This is Joey Owens' show. They've been trying to get me on this broadcast forever, and this is the worst damn podcast I've ever been on. So you all can kiss my ass while I win this match.
All right, what's happening, everybody? Welcome to Gonzo'S Wrestling Room, Monday, April 21st, 2025. I'm Chris Gonzalez, joined by Tony Gonzalez, Marcus Fine, and Warren Misery. Warren, I think, still doing the Seth Rollins from over the weekend, but
yeah, way better main event than night 2.
That's for sure. There's no doubt about that.
No, yeah, that's Thursday's subject.
Yeah.
I gotta get my shots in now. I can. So
I think Thursday's going to be a good one.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
We'll get the show started here. With going to bring our first guest in to talk about NGW Pro Wrestling. They got a big show coming up this Saturday. We're going to bring in Justin Myers.
Hey, thunderous round of applause. I love it. Tony, Chris, Marcus, Warren, never met before. Hello. Thanks for having me, guys. I'm excited.
Yeah. Should be a lot of fun. Well, can you tell us? I know you guys got a big show coming up Saturday. It's your 17th anniversary of NGW.
We do. So NGW, New Generation Wrestling, celebrates 17 years of bringing professional wrestling to the state of Indiana, and not only to the state of Indiana, but to my hometown of Crawfordsville, Indiana. And this event is being dubbed Better Than Ever because from the graciousness of our friends at Warrior Pro, we will have WWE Hall of Famer Eric Bischoff in attendance with us that night. So that's huge for NGW. To have someone of his caliber, not only a Hall of Famer, but the dude that went toe-to-toe with Vince McMahon for those infamous 83 weeks, he was on top. So to have someone like him with us that night, I couldn't be more excited.
Yeah, I watch a lot of his podcast and stuff. He's got a pretty brilliant mind. He really does. Not just for wrestling, more for business than wrestling. He, like he said, he never booked matches. He didn't, he wasn't in the room when they put together matches. That wasn't his thing. But he knows a lot about the business and especially the TV end of it. So he's got a brilliant mind. So can you tell us when the show is? What time?
Absolutely.
The doors open and ticket prices.
So this Saturday, April 26th, Crawfordsville, Indiana, at the Crawfordsville National Guard Armory. Doors open at 5:30. Bell time is 6:30. Tickets $12. There's no front row. There's all general admission. $12. Children 5 and under do get in free. So, and then when doors open at 5:30 is when Eric Bischoff will start doing his meet and greets. So autographs for Eric are $20. A picture with Eric is $20. Or if you do the combo, that's a $30 price. You're saving $10. You can't beat that. So
pretty good deal.
This Saturday, Crawfordsville National Guard Armory, Crawfordsville, Indiana. Doors are at 5:30. Bell time is 6:30. Tickets are $12. 5 and under is free.
Sounds like a heck of a deal. I'm sure it's going to be a good show. You want to give us maybe a few matches?
Absolutely. We got quite a bit. So I heard earlier that you guys were bringing on Thomas Kieth for Rapid Fire. He happens to be in our main event that night for the NGW Championship in a steel cage match, which may not be the only stipulation. I'll get to that in a second. NGW champion Jason Levi is going one-on-one with Thomas Kieth. That match is going to be wild. It's going to be insane. I'm sure Thomas is going to run his mouth about it the whole time he's on here. The reason why, however, that steel cage match stipulations may still be up in the air is because the very first match that will take place at Anniversary is the manager of Thomas Kieth, John Downs, taking on the essential authority figure of NGW, Lawrence Bon Poffo. And if Poffo beats John Downs, then in the main event, Jason Levi will get to add an extra stipulation to the steel cage match.
Okay. It's interesting.
So something unique. I don't know what else you can add to a steel cage match, but I'm excited to see how John Downs is going to do against Poffo, because John Downs, couldn't hit water if he fell off a boat. So that's just going to be interesting to see, and obviously steel cage. On top of that, I have my first return match back in my hometown of Crawfordsville after I tore my ACL a year and a half ago in a match with Apollo Star. We're dubbing this as the last time. It's not my last match, but I'm going one-on-one with Chris Gordon. He's been a face around New Era or NGW or various other places, and Chris and I have competed against each other God knows how many times. We've had 3 NGW title matches, a 1-hour Ironman match. Every time we've competed against each other, someone ends up severely hurt, whether it be a broken ankle, a shattered nose, a dislocated pinky. Just something insane is always happening we've decided that, if I'm coming back, we're going to settle this. And we shook our hands on it. This is the last time Chris and I will ever face each other in Crawfordsville.
That sounds like an awesome match. I've seen Gordon a few times, and I've seen you wrestle a few times.
I appreciate that. Who am I, right? I just go out there, do my thing, unless you piss me off like Chris does. And after that, it's, all fun and love and war, and turns out being war. Some other matches we have real quick. So the NGW Hoosier State Championship, champion Ace Anderson is going to defend against Kelly's favorite of all time, Nelson Edwin Robert Doolittle. So we have that match on top of Ace is pulling double duty because he's also one half of our tag team champions. So Ace Anderson and TK0, the NGW tag champions, will be facing the team of Zay Gates and Excalibur, the team that they beat for the NGW tag team titles. We will also have a number 1 contenders match for the Hoosier State Championship between Kenneth James and Cecil Cerveza. And then rounding out the whole list, we will have the United States of Jeremy Hadley taking on Jackson Morgan.
Sounds like a pretty good card. That sounds real good. Again, can you give us the time, the day of the show, and the time, and the ticket prices again for everybody?
So all around, NGW Anniversary 17, better than ever, this Saturday, April 26th at the Crawfordsville National Guard Armory. Doors open at 5:30. Bell time is 6:30. Tickets are $12, general admission. 5 and under is free. Come out and hang out with one of the greatest of all time, Eric Bischoff. I hope to see you guys there. Come hang out with us. I heard from a little birdie down the street that Marcus saw his second ever professional wrestling match, April of 1985, in Crawfordsville at that National Guard Armory. And I would think it'd be a true blessing, especially for me, for knowing Marcus as long as I have, to have him commentating my return match in that same building almost 40 years later.
Yep. It should be a great show. I hope everybody comes out, and let's fill up that building and fill up the armory, and have a great show for the 17th anniversary.
Yes,
Marcus,
sir.
Marcus, you have any questions or anything real quick?
No, he covered it rather well.
Okay.
I mean, I just went through and looked at all the card, and he done had it. So,
Well, I'm the one that posted all of it because I made all the match graphics, and I was looking at it off to the side from Facebook because I just want to screw this up. So I'm sure I knew it, but I'm like, I'm just going to have it there just in case.
Okay, everybody, let's get out there and support NGW 17th anniversary and see a great show. And
I mean, $15. Come on, Eric Bischoff, $15. You can't.
I mean, it's either 10 for the photo, 10 for an autograph, or 30 for both. I mean, that's a heck of a deal.
12.
Is it
12 to get into the building? 12.
Yeah, I'm trying to make my own.
Marcus trying to make a little extra money.
He's trying to make a side hustle here selling tickets. You can be walking
anyone
up
out there? To anyone out there, don't buy tickets from this man outside the door.
Go to the door. Don't buy him off Marcus. He's trying to cover that vacation you just went on. He's trying to
Marcus be out on the sidewalk scalping. They
standing there with his trench coat, going, "Hey, you want tickets? You want front seat tickets? $30. Come on now."
But $12 to get in the door. Come on.
Yep.
Awesome, guys. I appreciate it so much. Thank you for having me on.
Hey, no problem, man. Anytime. Any NGW show you want to promote, hey, just get in touch with Marcus and we'll get it done.
Absolutely. When we started announcing the show, first thing I messaged him was, "Hey, who do I have to bully to get on the show?" He goes, "That'd be me." I'm like, "Sweet. I'm already halfway there."
All right. Well, you guys have a good show. And
We'll do, guys. We hope to see you there. Thank you so much.
okay. Well, have you heard anything from Alex? Let's go ahead and do Marcus's stuff, and we'll see if Alex is going to come on.
Okay. Got some birthdays this upcoming week. Zay Gates' birthday is on Tuesday. That'd be tomorrow. So happy birthday, Zay. Adrian Alexander's birthday is on Tuesday also. He's the promoter and owner of a promotion down in Kentucky. Good man, good show. He does good shows, and his birthday is tomorrow as well. Kenneth James's birthday is on Thursday, and Mrs. Vinny Vachetti's, Kayla Hoffman, her birthday's on Friday. So happy birthday to all of them.
Yep.
Then I have results. I only went to one show. I did not get the dub because anybody I knew, the Starets did not go Friday, and neither were we. So I have no dub results. But Kelly and I made our way to Pigeon Forge and returned to the Microtorium, where they really welcomed us with open arms. It was fantastic. The new ones didn't know who we were. She says, are you on the list? And I give her my name, and they says, he's over here. And they already had the chairs. They had us all set up.
Cool.
So, okay. Microtorium, on Wednesday, April 16th, Microtorium, Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. Pinky Shortcake defeated Little Chola. Micro Tiger defeated Brock Jr. Nate the Gnome defeated Psycho. And the main event, Baby Jesus defeated Pinky Shortcake, Micro Tiger, Brock Jr., Nate the Gnome, and Psycho in a Battle Royal pinfall kind of match. He retained his micro title. So, pretty good time. A few days later, Kelly and I were running around out there, and the referee, which is Superfly Knee High, was on his moped, and he's seen us, we've seen him, and was
Superfly Knee High. That's a pretty good name. I wish that was my name.
Oh, man, how did I forget that? I got some news.
Okay.
About Pinky Shortcake, and I verified it. Pinky Shortcake has wrestled at the Dub.
Really?
And Joey confirmed it. So that's another person that has been through the Dub that basically has been on the national spotlight because they had the Discovery show going on. And, yeah, I had no idea.
It's pretty cool.
Shortcake has wrestled at the Dub. That's one more there.
Well, now outside of the micros, did we get any more information on Hulk Hogan's?
I asked that guy. There was a guy standing out there. Well, actually, I yelled in the door because they had the door open, but the building's empty. And I said, is Hogan's not coming? Yeah, they're coming. We're working on it. And like, okay. But we're thinking they've only been.
Like they've been in there.
But they've been saying for 2 months now, and the building was empty. That's like, well, you haven't been working on it too hard. I did not say that. But, and then, who's doing Muncie? I lost his name.
Sure.
AJ Bradley.
Yep.
He says, "Oh, you got another sign for your collection." I said, "Oh, I wish," because he thought, well, maybe I went out there and ripped the banner off the building.
Did you see me climbing up trying to get that sucker? So it wouldn't be you, it'd be me.
If we didn't stop there on our way in the town and snap that photo, we never would have had the photo of that banner because the very next day it was gone.
Well, see, AJ was in Pigeon Forge also this week.
Yeah, he was. We missed him. He was after us, but
yeah, he was all over the place. He went to a lot of places.
Yeah. You know, I recommend anybody that gets down there. It's worth your time.
Yeah.
Those guys put on a hell of a show. I know it's a little expensive, but you won't be disappointed. So.
And a full house.
Yeah, full house.
What is tickets there?
Front row are $60. That's covers all the fees because everybody's got to have their hand in on something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's the way it is at the door. And then I'm not sure what. I think general admissions are $50.
Okay.
Well, what kind of surprised me because there's 4 people sitting next to Kelly, and in intermission they left. They're like, "Why in the hell would you spend? That's $240." And then they spent the extras. Why'd you spend all that money and then leave an intermission? I
think it was a grandma, grandpa, and a grandkid.
Well, I don't get it. $300 at least that they spent, and then they left an intermission. Like, what the heck? I don't have that kind of money to spend.
Yep.
I mean, I stayed until they told me to get out of there, but well, that didn't happen. But
Warren, can you give us some information on Sunday's show, War Pro Wrestling?
Yeah, definitely. This was a card that, myself being a co-GM and the Buck Sexton and unfortunately Jesse Winchester, we all put our heads together and put together a killer card for Sunday coming up, the 27th here. The doors at 2, bells at 3, Hendricks County Forge Fairgrounds there in Danville. Like I said, some really great stuff we put together. We got I got Elijah Eros taking on Logan Myers. We've got the young Simba Parker Sexton taking on Joe Jitsu. So that's going to be a fun one. We've got, honestly, a tag team that I never thought I would see. Brody Bodkids and the Buck Sexton tagging up to go against who I call Hollywood Kripke and the president, Jeremy Hadley. So that's going to be probably a very heavy, hard-hitting match. Scorpion has decided he wants to take on the Detail all on his own. I'm not one to say no. If the guy wants it, I'm going to give it. I'm going to feed those guys to him and have their way. We're going to have David Knight from Agents of Chaos taking on Mr. Buck Sexton's tag team partner, Dynamite Dylan. So that's going to be a good one to watch. We've got T.Y. Ice taking on Cecil Cerveza. So that's going to be yet another one. T.Y. Ice. I haven't clarified yet if we're going to do the belt or not because TYS is the Warrior Pride champion. I don't know yet. We're in talks back with Jesse and see what we're going to do about that one. But they'll be taking each other on. And then also the big thing about the show, just like on Saturday, Eric Bischoff's going to be at New Generation at NGW. This Sunday, Warrior Pro Wrestling is going to have the real one, formerly known as Enzo Amore there. Or he may make an appearance in the ring. Well, you have to show up and find out on that one. But Enzo Amore, now going by the real one, former WWE guy, is going to be there. So it's gonna be fun right out the gate. So I think we've put together a fabulous lineup and a card, and it's going to be some fun times.
It sounds like a good show. See if you can help us out on the camera angle.
Yeah. I'm still. So you got to fight back and forth with Jesse on that one. So,
Yeah, I understand. Well, it sounds like it's going to be another good show there. And hey, Enzo Amore, and I forget what ticket prices are in there. I think front rows.
See, I'm actually looking here. Front row is going to be $20. Your general admission for adults are $18, and then kids are $12.
Okay.
Now
So
that's back at the original building, right?
Yep.
Because they don't say that on here. So
Yeah, back on the one with the stage on it and all that. Yep. It's gonna be there. You can look up see what's it WPW 46122 at ticketleap.com if you want to get your tickets ahead of time. You can go there and get them, and which I would probably suggest because, like I said, I'm going to be there. Enzo's going to be there. It's going to be a packed house.
Yeah, I think they had a pretty good crowd the last show, and so I'm expecting even more for this one. So, get your tickets. Well, have we heard anything from Mr. Alex Blton? No. Well, I got a little time to kill. We're not gonna go over everything, and we'll kind of keep our mouth shut. But Warren, let's get your thoughts since you won't be on the show Thursday because you'll be working. What's your thoughts? What first of all, what you liked about it and what you didn't like about it?
What I liked about it, not a lot, but I liked the stage.
Stage was outstanding.
Yeah, the stage.
The fact that actually people are able to get seats on the stage now, that's sort of cool. Night one, like I said, yeah, obviously the main event was good. But I think, and then Jay winning was cool. I think that's gonna be something that's cool. As far as night one goes, though, I know a lot of people. This one thing popped in my head today, with everyone saying how that main event was so fire, was so hot. Well, what about it was fire and hot? Was it the story, or was it the wrestling? Because it wasn't both. I think the story really made the match. The wrestling itself was average. I would have rather have seen the triple threat ladder match for the tag team belts in there instead of the New Day and War Raiders.
I agree with you on that.
I think those. I'm sorry, but I mean they're great teams and they're great wrestlers. But you're talking about the grandest stage of them all. You need to have why the Street Profits weren't part of that. I mean, those guys are entertaining to another level, but you kept them off the show. You know, I mean, and if you wonder about that, just go all the way back to NXT when they're NXT and they won their first championships there and how crazy the crowd went. You know, and I think that was some of the issues. Night 2, obviously the women's showed out. The triple threat, I loved it. I'm glad it went the way it did. I think they did a good job with keeping it on EO Sky because, like I said, with everyone I was with, it's like, you know, where do you go? Where's your next step? Yeah, you can put the belt on Rhea, but then who? Where do you go from there? That's, I think, is what they need to make sure they do. And now they got EO there. She's a fan favorite and whatnot. And, you know, I want to also jump back to the first night. I didn't really care for the Naomi and Cargill match. Once again, I think that was a match that maybe they could have put something better in on. But, you know, that one was, to me, was a little dull. I predicted I with the women's tag match, I felt I called once they said Bayley was out, I was like, it's gonna be Becky Lynch.
Yep.
I said it's gonna be Lynch. I felt maybe Paige. But obviously the high spot of night 2 was say his name and he appears. I mean, seriously, there was no one that had that on their bingo card. And anyone that says so was no, you're not. No one had Joe Hendry down there.
I didn't, but I actually right before the match seen a rumor, and I just mentioned to Austin. It was probably 4 minutes before the match. I said, "There's a rumor going around. It's going to be Joe Hendry," and he said, "There ain't no way." Well, it comes out that it was. Not that I predicted it. I just seen it online. I'm not saying I predicted anything like that. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I think that was. That, you know, that really was because so many people were saying, "Oh, come on, Juan, no, unless it's on video, it doesn't count." I mean, a lot of people were Rusev, thinking Rusev, and you know, a lot, and you know, I think.
Wait. Justin Danger said he can't stand him. He can't stand Henry.
Joe Hendry. Justin, you don't like Joe Hendry? We'll find out Thursday.
Yes, we'll find out Thursday.
Who Juan likes. But I mean, and honestly, I think that was a really good palate cleanser for that night because, I mean, basically it was great. He turned around and the camera zoomed in perfectly, and then it was RKO comes out of nowhere right in the camera, and like that was great.
I'm not going to go to detail because I'll be on Thursday. But I thought the second night, I thought the show was really good. The main event. I thought the main event was going okay to a certain point, and I'll elaborate on that.
So Travis Scott decided to walk down
and take 10 years to get there. I'll elaborate more on that on Thursday.
I will agree with Juan that Dominic did steal the show. I thought that was really cool. But once again, like I was saying now, so where do you go with Braun? Is Braun going to get his rematch against Dominic and get the belt back? Where you got to make sure you keep him because he's your future. Braun Breaker is going to be your future guy. So you got to make sure you keep him hot and going.
I got an idea on that. I know Braun's been working a lot with Paul Heyman.
Yeah.
Could you see him as another Paul Heyman guy?
I think he might need someone for a while until he can get his mic work down. And like the Logan Paul AJ Styles match was
fine.
Speaking of that, did you guys see Karrion Kross's promo afterwards?
Yes, it was actually. I think it was done. Was it done last night or today? I thought it was done today.
Oh, I don't know, but I watched that this afternoon. And I was like, yes,
he's going to Killer Kross.
Yes, I know, and I thought this the fact. I'm like, yeah. He's straight up calling AJ Allen. I'm like, yes. And then, the one thing I did, as much as I could have cared less for the main event, and there's a couple things I had on that one. John Cena did what he said he was going to do. Yeah. Nothing. Same entrance music, no flash. taking his slow, sweet time, killing it, just killing the vibe. That's what he said he was going to do, and he did it. And the one part I thought was sort of funny was when you talk about the record. For the longest time, we knew that the Flairs and the Rhodes families never really got along. So you think Cody was like, sure, I'll take the pin to John Cena to give him the belt to knock Flair from the record books. just like one final F.U. to the Flair family. The other thing I did find funny was the fact that Ric Flair thought that Tiffany Stratton and Charlotte Flair was the match of the night of night one. I'm like, he's done. He's gone.
He's drinking a lot. Well, that's his kid, so
yeah.
I'll give him a break on that. But no, it wasn't.
They stole the show. I don't know about that, Rick.
No, that main event was on night one was the best match of that night.
Yeah. Like I said, was it for the story or for the wrestling? Because the whole story behind it was great. It just sometimes it just seems like I said, as much as I hate to say it when it comes to Roman Reigns, it just seems to be a very plotting time. Like there's never a lot going on, and so I sort of felt like that's something that maybe I said that the wrestling itself wasn't spectacular, but the story itself was insane.
I thought the story was very good, and I thought the match was put together. Again, I'm not saying it was the greatest wrestler in the world.
No, yeah.
But I thought it was put together. I thought the match was put together very well. I liked the way it was put together with the stomps and everything they did. It all flowed pretty well. I thought the match flowed pretty well.
Yeah. But I mean, all in all, memorable WrestleMania? No. Stinker of a WrestleMania? No.
I don't think it was a stinker. There's some people saying it's the worst WrestleMania ever. I think calm down a little bit.
Like to look at two then.
Yeah, there's been a lot worse ones, and this had some really good stuff on it. It really did. I know Austin thought it was better than last year.
I mean,
it just depends who you talk to. I mean, this one's really. I've seen so many people online. For example, Justin Danger, I don't think cared for it. Okay, and he also wrestles. I've seen some other wrestlers who absolutely loved it, thought it was great. My grandson Austin thought it was better than last year's. I didn't think it was better than last year's. I thought last year's was better. But you got everybody. It's this one's really polarizing. A lot of people's got a lot of opinions, which ain't a bad thing. I mean,
you need it.
Got a lot of people talking. I got one other question real quick for you. What do you think about the AAA thing?
Oh, that they're just sort of trying to follow in the shoes of AEW? Yeah, that's pretty cool.
They ain't following the shoes. They own it. It ain't following. They own it.
But they try. They're doing it. Everything else that hey, AEW is doing. NGW or New Japan. No. They're reaching out, and AEW gets involved with Stardom, and then and then WWE gets involved with one of the other.
Amerigo. Yeah. But there's one big difference. They own it.
Yeah, so they're gonna crush it. They're gonna suck it up, and they're gonna suck the life out of it.
They may not.
Because there was already a lot of Mexican fans that were upset.
Well,
very irritated that they bought this now because
AAA. I did a little research. They didn't have very many wrestlers under contract. I think they'll have 15 wrestlers under contract right now. So and some of those WWE not going to take anyway.
Well, they're gonna bring in Viking, and then that's it.
Probably
he'll be the one, and they're gonna do that because they're gonna keep him away from AEW because he was doing stuff in AEW, and then he hurt himself really bad.
And there's a strong rumor that they're purchasing Carlos Colon's promotion in Puerto Rico.
Yep. Well, the one interesting that'll be fun to watch is the AAA champion. Alberto Del Rio.
That's why I'm saying I don't think they'll keep him. I think he will be let go. That would be my guess. I think that'll be one that they will not keep.
No, like I said, yeah. I mean, removing all the politics of it aside, I don't know it.
But you said that, and I'm not disagreeing with you. I mean, they may crush it, but you stop and you look at New Japan. Look how many people in AEW stuck from New Japan.
Yeah.
I mean, it's New Japan. It's really hurt New Japan, but it is what it is.
They haven't been able. They're sort of in a spot in a way that the WWE is. They're not able to get their younger guys over as big, and they're losing their bigger guys now as they're getting older. New Japan is in a tough spot right now. And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised that if there's enough of that Warner Brothers money in Khan's pocket that he doesn't find a way to now, especially with WWE purchasing AAA, if he tries to find a way to get even more involved in New Japan.
You say that they're having trouble getting the younger guys over WWE. I can see that to a certain degree, but let me ask you this: who's AEW getting over?
Right now they got Darby climbing Mount Everest.
Yeah, he's been there 5 years, and he's no further along than what he was 5 years ago. Some of that is his own fault, but
I mean it's there. It is. They two are in a spot, but they're in a spot though. At least their guys can wrestle. Thankfully, like I've always said, and I will always say, is WWE has the best storylines, bar none. Their storylines are top notch. I will never say anyone else better than that. I feel that sometimes though AEW has way better wrestling when it comes down to it than what WWE brings.
But that still don't answer my question about the young guys getting over. I don't see their young guys getting over either.
They're working them at least. I mean, we've got what's his flipping name from Buffalo, TNT champion. His name is complete. I mean, I guess you're proving your point there. If I can't remember
the same way, I don't disagree with about WWE either. They do have NXT, but it's a smaller level. So, but I mean, they are on TV, so that helps them. They're on TV every week on CW, so that's helping them. They've got Obafemi, they've got some guys. They do have some guys there now. Whether they can go to the big stage, and you got Steiner. I mean, not Steiner, but Breaker. You got Breaker, who's a very big name. You got Dom.
I think what's going to be key for when WWE makes their NXT guys come up and gals come up is that those writers make sure they keep them going, because that was a big deal when Vince was in charge. Yeah. Is they'd bring those NXT guys up and those writers didn't care for it, and they would kill any kind of momentum they had with them. They wouldn't put
Justin saying Toni Storm. She's not young. She's not old, but she's not young. Yeah. But she came from WWE because she hated it there. But
I mean, I just think that as long as WWE can if Trips gets in their head and he's got Michaels in NXT, if they get to those writers and say, listen, we're bringing Trick Williams up. This is how I want him written. This is how I want it done. I don't want him to come up and be smoked.
But when they come, not only that, when they come up. I'm not saying you don't tweak the character a little bit, but it's got to be pretty much the character you developed. Vince would well, look what Vince did to Cross. He destroyed Cross.
Or like even go back to early NXT times with the Ascension when he brought them in and how he tried to build them as like the next Road Warriors and like
and then the other team that just got released that was with Cross.
Authors of Pain.
Yeah, I mean they were big in NXT. They come up there, and they didn't know what to do with them. Vince destroyed them.
Yeah, because he wanted to do all these funky little different other things because he was out of touch with the character development.
Did you get to see any of the? Of course, I'm having a brain fart again. Any of the Hall of Fame?
No,
it was pretty good.
Yeah, I joked around. I said, "Man, I really can't wait to go and see those wrestling busts that they've got." Oh, where am I going to go see them? There is no Hall of Fame to go see anything.
No, there was. If you went to Vegas, you could have seen all the stuff on display. That's when they display a lot of stuff. Not all the stuff they got, of course, but they display stuff there at the World.
What was the take on? I heard that Michelle McCool's speech was the worst Hall of Fame induction speech in any sport.
I didn't think that at all.
I didn't either.
I thought she did rather well.
I did too. And Marcus would be critical if he thought it was bad. But
and I was critical of Michelle McCool even going in. I thought it was a political thing because of Undertaker, but I was impressed with the way they did that.
Speaking of that, since I don't think we really talked since, what about the legacy people they put in? Do you feel that was fair to them?
Yeah, I think they should have been in as normal inductees.
Yeah.
I thought Ivan Koloff was already in the Hall of Fame.
I did too. I thought Ivan was already in. I didn't realize he was.
And Punk Senior, I thought he'd already been in there too.
The problem they need to do, they need to cut down on the show was way too long. They need to either cut down on how many people they put in. It's a tough deal. Putting more than 3 or 4 people in is too much, even with a legacy, because it takes a little bit of time. So it's just, and it's a long night when you're already doing SmackDown before that. It's just. I heard they're looking to make some changes because there was wrestlers. Booker T was falling asleep in the audience.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, they got a picture of him, but there he's.
Yeah, so they need to do something.
What about thoughts on doing a legacy match each year? Do you agree with that one being the first one that should be in?
I don't know about the first one. I definitely thought it should have
I
been in
thought
there.
it was a good one to pick. To me, and the reason they didn't do it, the one that I would come to mind with me should have been Hogan and Andre, but Andre's gone and Hogan's an idiot. So that's why they didn't pick that one.
Maybe to even go further back. I don't have one offhand, but
something with Bruno.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
But then you got probably both guys already passed away, and it's.
I just wonder if maybe they're trying to make them more just like a WrestleMania legacy matches, like to keep within the frame of this is the Hall of Fame WrestleMania.
Yep.
I mean, I would probably, like I said, I would think Hogan, Andre at WrestleMania 3 would probably be my first one. My second one would probably be Michaels and Razor ladder match,
or Steamboat and
Macho.
Steamboat Macho.
And then this one.
The big ladder match with all 3 teams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, we'll move on and we'll bring our special guest in. Bring our special guest in, Thomas Kieth for Rapid Fire. How's it going? How are you tonight?
Good. How about you guys?
Doing well. Before we get started with Rapid Fire, I just wanted to get your thoughts on this big match you got coming up this Saturday, a cage match. Get your thoughts on that.
I just want to throw out there, Jason Levi's has held the title for almost 3 years now at NGW. It just popped up in my memories today. So knowing that I'm going to be the guy to defeat this monster guy, powerful manager building up his guy, right, as the top guy for 3 years. You're looking at the next NGW champion.
I mean, I wouldn't put money against it just from, what I've seen out of you and Mr. Downs and what you guys can do. I wouldn't bet against it. That's for darn sure.
So I guess we're taking over now. We're taking over. Okay.
Marcus,
you want me to go for it?
Yeah, you can go. You go ahead and start it off,
Right.
Marcus.
If you see any of these, what will happen is I'll start with the question, then Warren and Tony, if he ever makes it back from wherever he went to, then Chris, and we'll just go for, 30, 40 minutes, just throwing questions at you. So,
All
right. First question I have is, when did you get interested and how did you get started in this sport?
Oh, man. I want to say, gosh, I don't remember how old I was. The first match I've seen that got me interested in was Jeff Hardy versus Umaga when they had like that big street fight and Jeff did the swanton off the semi truck. And then when I first started, it was 2016, so about 9 years in. I was trained by a dude he goes by many different characters. He's down in NGW a lot as BAD, Brentley Alexander Dawson.
Okay. I wasn't aware he was a trainer.
Yeah.
You guys want to hit Kelly's question?
Kelly was no.
Well, that's what he comes up with.
I have to go with Kelly. She gives me more respect than Marcus does.
Well, that's fact. I always thought you was an asshole. So I mean,
All right, Warren.
All right. Just to piggyback off what you've got coming up, is this your first cage match? Is this your first gimmick style match? Or, have you been involved in other gimmick style matches before?
This is my first cage match. I've been in a ladder match before. Last man standing match. so many different kinds. But yeah, first steel cage for me.
Awesome.
Best piece of advice you've received in the wrestling business, and who gave it to you?
It'd be one of the bookers I work for up in Griffith at Backbreaker. He tells us every show, let the other promotions have your 110%. He wants your passion. He wants you to remember back to when you were a kid. Remember that passion, what made you fall in love with wrestling. That's what he wants from everyone when they go out there, every show. And his name, Kay Lee, also known as Sean Spinks.
Okay. Chris?
Well, what's something you love about the wrestling business, and something that you dislike about the wrestling business?
What I love is great storytelling. I love watching like the old 80s style folk characters, storytelling, all that stuff. Something I dislike is like everyone wants to do spots. Everyone wants to call spots like, oh, let's do a million things in the ring. And for me, I feel like the crowd, like it's hard for them to keep up with everything. Like if you do a million moves, a million miles an hour, the fans are just going to be like, oh, well, okay. Plus, like if you do everything like first match, what's the rest of the card going to follow?
Yep.
Marcus?
Okay, let's see. What's the greatest match that you have ever had for yourself?
Greatest match I've ever. Oh man, that's a tough one. I don't know greatest, but I'll say my favorite. Would that work?
Yeah.
My favorite is a couple of years ago. Me and Eric Dillinger winning the NGW Tag Team Championships against TK0 and Drex Odell for the first time.
Warren?
All right, I'm gonna change this up a little bit than I usually do. I'm gonna give you a time machine and the opportunity to put yourself in any match in the history of WWF, WCW. What match would you want to be in?
This is a tough one. Probably go back and do Mr. Perfect versus Roddy Piper. Make it a triple threat IC belt on the line.
Nice.
That'd be a good one. Two of my favorites.
Mine too.
I actually just remembered something, so I didn't even have this on my list. If I remember correctly, you was at Comic-Con this year.
I was.
At WCWO. How was your experience, and what'd you think of that? And,
it was a blast. Go down there, got to work with a bunch of different new faces, some old ones too. Got to walk around, hang out, chill. Great experience.
yeah, very different crowd, but I think it's a good place. I think it's a good crowd. I think it's definitely a good experience. For
They
wrestling.
ate everything up. It was crowd loved everything.
Okay, Chris.
All right. Have you wrestled in any other states besides Indiana?
Ohio and Wisconsin. Just two different times. Mostly stay in Indiana.
Marcus.
And maybe soon you'll be wrestling in Illinois because you was over there a week ago with Nerd.
Oh yeah, Illinois, yeah.
Go Nerds.
F.E.W, yeah.
Anyhow, okay.
Nerds the best.
And you picked her as your favorite. Okay, anyhow. Your greatest.
He was with Nerd.
I know he
Of
was.
course he picked me.
That's true. Okay, your greatest opponent of all time.
Greatest opponent of all time, man. I gotta go with a dude I wrestle up in Griffith again. He goes by Dick Davis. Every time I'm in the ring with him, I learn something new. He always pushes me to be my best. So, gotta go with him.
Okay, Warren.
As a little Thomas Keith, who did you watch and want to be like? Who molded you into who you are today, as far as when you see him on TV?
Triple H. Love me some Triple H. He was always my guy.
Funniest person you've been around in a wrestling locker room?
Oh, funniest. Ricky Morton from the Rock and Roll Express. The dude was hilarious. Did not care. Jokes left and right with that dude. He was great.
Didn't we have somebody else say Ricky Morton here recently?
He was, because he was giving me shit when we seen him.
Yeah.
Him and Gibson both was giving me shit. I'm getting shit from both of them.
I remember when we worked, it was me and Dillinger, the Bambinos, and Rock and Roll Express. And before Robert even got downstairs, Ricky's like, "All right, when he let me know when he comes in. I'm gonna be letting you guys know, do not sell for Robert. When we go out there, do not sell for him." I'm gonna say it loud enough for him. All right.
Okay, Chris.
Well, you just mentioned the Rock and Roll Express. Have you had the opportunity to work with any other bigger name guys?
No, not really. Just Rock and Roll Express. I've done a little stuff in the ring with Kong, but that's about it.
Marcus?
Kelly has one.
Okay.
You wake Chris up. There he goes. Okay, I thought he was sleeping.
Pretty much won titles in almost every company I've been in. Let's see, NGW Tag Team Champion, NGW Hoosier State Champion, ACW Tough Man Champion, which is up in DeMont area, ACW Heavyweight Champion, ACW Indiana State Champion, currently the ACW Tag Team Champions with my cousin, former two-time Legacy Champion up at Backbreaker and Griffith. I think that's about it. Saturday, I'll be a Triple Crown champion at NGW.
I was going to say, after Saturday, you got to take out, who does he think he is? Roman Reigns, 3-year title reign? I think it's time to take that damn title off him.
Yeah.
I can't disagree.
Yeah.
I can't disagree with you more.
It's time for it to end.
Wait, Marcus. Hold on. We're going to have an argument. Marcus, wait a minute now. You bitched and complained about Roman Reigns having that title, but here you got some other clown in this promotion that's had the belt for 3 years.
And I wish somebody take the belt off of him.
You just said, oh, you agree? You agree?
Yeah, I agree with Thomas. I want somebody to
Oh,
take
I
the
thought you
belt
said
off.
you disagree.
He did say, I can't
I
disagree
agree.
more. So that's what I was thinking.
Hey.
Wait a minute.
Okay, maybe I did say it that
It's-
way. I used to disagree.
It's okay, Marcus. At this point, you can call me the Cody Rhodes of NGW. It's okay.
I mean, I know you're not a big Thomas Keith fan, so I understand. Maybe you don't want him to get the belt, but you want somebody to get the belt, right?
You know, there was another guy that had a belt at one time in that company too that I was happy that they took the belt off of.
I know who that is. But we're not going to bring that subject up. and so everybody knows, I'm a fan of the champion. But 3 years? Who the hell does he think he is? Trying to be Hulk Hogan? What the hell?
Was there a
And
clothesline involved?
he's all buddy with Papa up there. Management, man. You got those management guys up there kissing behinds.
Okay.
Yes, Chris.
Just saying.
Yes, Chris. It's the clothesline guy.
The clothesline guy. Okay, let's move on from that. Whose turn is it? I've lost my place.
It's mine because we went to Kelly's. Let's see. Let's go with the first WrestleMania you watched that took place within 6 months after it aired. That took effect.
First Mania I ever watched. It would be Ric Flair's retirement. Him and Shawn, and then I think it was Tanker and Edge that show too.
What, 24?
So yeah,
I think
yeah,
it was
something
that
like
way.
Okay, Warren.
obviously you've done both. Which you prefer more, tagging or singles?
I mean, at this point, I could do both. Singles pretty good. But tagging will always have like a spot in my heart. I love tag team wrestling. I always hate it when they're like the tag team be so good and then they're just like, oh, let's just split them up out of nowhere.
Hold on, let's put that on. What is it?
Or keep them off the WrestleMania card. Street Profits.
Yeah, keeping them off the Mania card. Yeah. I'm glad New Day won though. New Day's my boys.
Okay, I believe it's let's see. Billy Buzz had a question. Chris, you want to put that up? A couple questions.
I listen to all type of different music. I've been really getting into. I've been listening to a lot of Hollywood Undead lately. They're always big favorite artists of mine. And favorite manager, John Downs. Not Josh. Not Josh Downs.
I like Josh. I like
John Downs.
I like his twin
John
Josh.
Downs.
There you go, Chris.
Actually, my fault. That was your fault.
I wrote it down wrong. Yeah. It was actually my fault.
I went by the list I was given to make the graphics. That's what it said on that list.
It did say Josh Downs. I have to think.
Wait,
Well, it's been told you all this time. Okay.
Hey guys, I'm
Yeah,
Mexican.
no,
Everything right. Give me a break.
Yeah, no, John Downs. Yeah, John. Yeah, there.
My turn. I'm losing my place here. If you could be any big time wrestler for a day, who would it be?
Oh, easy, Mr. Perfect.
Chris?
You didn't think about it.
Well, Kelly just stole my question, so I'm going to go ahead and let her ask it. Because that was exactly what the question I was getting ready to ask.
I have worked babyface under a mask before. When I first started, see, it's a hard one too. If I prefer heel or face, I'll go with heel. Heel's a lot of fun. It's easier to get people to hate you than get people to love you.
That's a good. I think that's probably true, isn't it? I think it would be easier. Chris, you have a question, or we're moving on?
We can move on.
Okay, Marcus.
Okay, so speaking of Mr. Downs, that way I can't screw up the first name. How did you get involved with Mr. Downs? Tell us that story.
Oh, that goes back to when I was doing High Society with Dillinger. If you go back, he refereed almost every one of our matches. Not only that, but then also backstage, we were pretty good friends for a long time. Ever since I started there. Then my one manager I had at NGW, he kind of was like bailing here and there, and then John stepped up to the plate, and ever since then it's been sky high.
Warren?
Well, let's keep the focus on your manager, Mr. Downs. I don't know if you gentlemen have seen the video of his muscular physique in the card.
I love that. I love
seen
that.
Have you been given? Has he come to you for pointers and tips for his upcoming match against Papo, or are you confident that he'll be able to be fine on his own?
Me and Jackson's been giving him a bunch of tips. It's kind of hard to hear Jackson through the pig mask though half the time, but he's even posted a video of him working out at the gym where he's been trying to find Papo. Papo's been hiding from him a lot lately. If you've seen the video, which I can understand. I mean, you've seen John Downs' physique at this point.
We got another question here, Cal.
it gets difficult sometimes, especially being a heel. My son still doesn't understand that Daddy's a bad guy. Fans would be booing me, and my son would just be like, "Don't boo my daddy. I'll beat you up," and it's hilarious. But it's so hard to understand for him to understand that Daddy's a bad guy.
Okay, I believe it's my turn, I think.
Mhm.
Okay, if you could be any other independent wrestler for a day, who would it be?
Man. It's a hard one. I don't even watch that much indies, so I don't.
Well, somebody in NGW. If you could be anybody else in NGW, who would it be?
I mean, no one really. Have you seen that roster?
I was trying to be nice.
Tony forgot who he's talking to.
Yeah, right? Yeah, I'm not really a nice guy. Oh man,
well, any independent wrestler in Indiana.
I'll have to go with I'll go with Jeremy Hadley. He got a mouth on him and everything, and we'll say Jeremy Hadley.
Never be a dull moment, I don't think.
No, never.
It'd be a quiet moment. That's for one thing.
That's never be a quiet moment. No.
Okay, Chris.
What's been some of your favorite matches that you've had so far in your career?
Yeah, I mentioned Dick Davis earlier. Working Eric Dillinger for the first time since we broke up before that meant a lot for us, from going tag partners to working each other. Working with Hadley a couple months ago at NGW was really good. I've always looked up to Hadley as a mentor as well. A lot of the guys in the back I've looked up to as mentors. Let's see who else is there. Kind of excited to work with Levi for a while now too. Me and Levi's been teasing it for a while, and I think it's going to be something special at the anniversary show.
Okay, Marcus.
All right, tell us about High Society. I remember a lot of that, but these guys do not. Because wasn't Buck part of that too at one time?
For a little bit, yeah. He was more of a acquaintance associate for a while, in and out of it. I'm trying to remember how long it was ago at this point. So Eric had just came back and was trying to get into NGW, and Poffel came up to me and was like, "Hey, we're going to have you tag with Eric in a handicap match against Gideon, see how it goes." And okay, yeah, that's fine. Eric is like, does all the hardcore stuff. He's super nice guy. Always been a super nice guy. Tagged with him. Poffel really liked it. So he's like, we're going to keep tagging you guys up. And I wasn't really doing anything. He was doing the money gimmick, right? Like Ted DiBiase style. So when we start tagging, I'm just like, oh, well, I'll just do the money gimmick too. If we're tagging, you got a gimmick. I don't really got a gimmick. I just started doing Thomas Keith at that point. So then I became Thomas the Benjamin Keith. He was Young Money at the time, but then eventually changed his name to Mr. Money because I would call him it when we did the intro. And he changed it anyway because the whole Lil Wayne thing, Young Money, right? So he became Mr. Money. And back in like near the end of 2019, going into 2020, my son was about to be born. So I told Eric, hey, I'm going to take some time off. I don't want you to sit there and wait like most tag teams do. Like, go off, do your own thing, which he's been just killing it lately. I've been keeping track of everything he's done. he's been just everywhere, killing it, making money. I'm so proud of him for everything he done.
Okay, Warren.
What's a finishing move that you wish you could emulate that you've seen like in the big leagues? Like what's one of your favorites that you like? I would love to be able to do that.
See, I don't know, because most of the finishers in WWE, everyone's kicked out of already. I feel like most of them I pretty much could do anyway. It's a tough one. I'm gonna go with 450. That's a really good one. I liked.
That's Marcus's favorite move. He does it all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm in the shape I'm in.
Okay, my question is your favorite food, TV show, and movie.
So our favorite TV show, South Park. Really like me some South Park. Movie wise, trying to think of really good. It's been a while since I've watched any movies. The Minecraft movie was pretty good. Took my kids to go see that. That's really the last movie I've seen in a while. Growing up, I really liked the Jackass movies. Those are really good. And then favorite food, I love food in general for most part. Chicken wings, ribs, burgers, pizza, basic food.
Chris?
What's been the hardest bump that you've taken?
Hardest bump. Let's go with the one off the ladder I've taken before in the ladder match. Dude gave me a bulldog off the ladder onto another bridged ladder. I'd say that's the hardest one I've ever took.
Yeah, Marcus, we're down to our final two questions.
All right, very good. Who do you want to work on the indies that you have yet to work?
I know I already worked on my Comic-Con 8-man, but Dex Royal. We worked each other. I don't think we didn't really even touch in the 8-man either. So yeah.
You know, one-on-one. Yeah, Dex would be good.
One-on-one, yeah.
Warren?
All right. Which would you rather have, a 9-month run as an Intercontinental Champion or a 2-month run as a heavyweight champion?
Oh, 9 months is the IC title. That's my title right there. I've always loved the Intercontinental title. That's my belt right there. The heavyweight belt would be cool to have. Be like, oh yeah, heavyweight. No, Intercontinental Champions, the Workhorse Championship. In my personal opinion, the Intercontinental Championship at Mania stole the whole show. That was my favorite match. 30 down winning was the right decision for him to get the gold finally.
Your opinion, best independent wrestler in Indiana?
In my opinion, I go with my boy Eric. I feel like with him traveling over Japan and everything he's been doing, that's my boy. I'm proud of everything he's done. Yeah, Eric Dillinger for sure.
Chris?
Okay, let's see, where do I want to go with this? Yeah, that's what I was reading
Yeah,
with you.
Yeah. Put that up there.
No, I've heard this has been the case that some movie theaters say if you're coming in for that reason, don't even bother. So I guess it's not just happened there; it's happened a lot of places. So why in the hell when that happened in that movie would cause you to destroy the place? It ain't the Kentucky Fried or whatever that Rocky Horror Picture Show was or whatever.
Great. It's great to be able to do all that.
What was that?
He didn't see it, Chris.
They went nuts. Oh, I have no idea what happened there.
My other son and grandson went and seen it, and they didn't say anything about any issues. So I guess
Son went to
everything-
see it.
No. When I went, there was barely any people there. When I hadn't seen it, so like, I guess I got lucky.
Chris?
Go ahead and let Marcus go.
Okay, Marcus. That's final question.
Well, my final question. We need a funny story. You do not have to censor it unless you get out of control, and then we will back you off. But funny story. So,
Funny story. So
see, when they laugh, it's good.
yeah, over at Backbreaker and Griffith again. They were crowning their first legacy champion there, and it was me against Dick Davis, the guy I mentioned before. As like a thank you for the match, or I guess whatever, he was ribbing me. He snuck a dildo into my bag without me knowing. So when I got home and I went to wish my gear, I opened up. There's just this big old dildo there. I'm like, what the fuck? I had no idea. I'm like, oh, great, cool. I had no idea. I'm like, oh, awesome, thanks. So we've been it's been a new thing there to whoever has it has to pass it on to someone else, kind of deal. So any workers out there, you go to Backbreaker, you might end up with the president going home that night. Never know.
Okay, Warren.
All right. Sometimes I can gauge someone on this answer. This one, I don't know which way you're going to go with this one. So you got me good. Who would you consider yourself more to be like? Degenerate or an NWO?
Oh, degenerate.
I said it was tough. I couldn't pick out either way. I could see it being either. So.
I mean, think about it, they're all together anyway. Nash, Hall, Triple H, Shawn, they're all the clique anyway. Pac, both. But I'm more degenerate.
Okay. Favorite venue in town to work in?
I mean, anywhere I go, I get booed out of the building. So, favorite crowd. That's tough. It's between Crawfordsville and Griffith, because as soon as they hear my music, I'm booed. They don't have to announce my name. They don't have to say anything. I'm just straight booed out of the building, and this is great. It's I will say though that the Comic-Con people were amazing too.
Yeah.
Can I add one? Can I ask you one?
Yeah, go ahead.
Have you ever worked at the ballroom in Indiana Beach? Because I know Backbreaker works at building.
Yes.
Tell me about
that
that experience. Because every time I've been in there, I always thought this would be good for wrestling, and then they finally got it in there. So
that was a different experience too. And most of the people there never been to a wrestling show before. So the reaction we got from them, they were amazing for most of them not even knowing where wrestling was. So it was because they're like, most of the time we run concerts out of here, so we don't know how they're going to react. We sold the building out. So it was, I think they said we had more people there than the concerts. So,
Well, Chris, final question.
Well, what I do for my final question is give you a chance to basically promote yourself, let people know if you have social media, where they can find you, upcoming shows, any of that stuff.
Mostly on Facebook. Facebook is really what I use mostly. You can find my page, Thomas Kieth. It'll just be me on the page. YouTube also. So I post my matches there at Thomas Kieth on there. Got the big cage match this Saturday at NGW in Crawfordsville at the Armory against Jason Levi. I don't know if you guys mentioned it before. If they snuck it into the contract without us knowing about it, but if Poffo can beat Little John, Levi gets to add a stipulation into that match. So it might not just be a cage match; it could be anything Jason Levi comes up with on top of the cage. Then after that, it'd be May 4th for AVW. Be there for that. Other than that, yeah. Next show after that, I have no idea.
Well, we appreciate you coming on the show.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you.
Yeah, we'll have you on again sometime, and good luck to you in your big match this Saturday.
Thank you.
You have a good night.
You guys too. Thank you.
Okay, guys, that's pretty much it for tonight. Don't forget Thursday. I think Thursday is going to be a pretty volatile show, so check it out. It's going to be really interesting. Going to be a lot of
And
different
just let
opinions.
everybody know, opinions are opinions. You're going to hear opinions from every direction. Just be
Oh
prepared.
yeah, I mean you're
So
gonna
don't
have
have
you're gonna have
people
old school guy like Marcus, and I'm an old school guy. You're gonna have Danger, who's
got his
he's
opinion.
kind of old school too, even though he's not quite as old as me and Marcus, but he likes the older school. You got my grandson Austin's going to be on. He's more of a younger school, and Chris, I don't know what school. I don't know if he went to school, but he's kind of old school, and
The way to put it is, if people didn't have opinions about stuff, then everything would be boring.
yeah, exactly.
If everyone agreed on it, we wouldn't have this show. We wouldn't have Thursday shows
Exactly.
if we didn't have opinions. So, and people just welcome it and just open
Well,
mind.
I'm looking forward to hearing their opinions, what they liked, what they didn't like, why they didn't like it, and so sometimes Marcus will tell me he likes something, and I'm thinking, well, how do you like that? And then he may say something, I go, well, that makes sense, or the same thing. I may like something that he didn't like, and then I may say, well, this is why they did it, and he said, well, I didn't think of that. So I mean, you get the opinions and hear everybody, and I'm not saying changing everybody's opinion or anything, but sometimes it may make more sense why they did something or didn't do something.
We can even rewind today's show when you called me out about the AEW talent. You know,
Yeah.
hey, yeah, okay, you got me, and you're right.
Yeah,
And
but
I'm not going to throw you in the ring at Warrior Pro and wrestle you.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, it's that way across the board. I mean, there's nothing wrong. Nothing wrong with being critical, but you don't have to be hateful. But perfect example
About it, yeah.
perfect example is Kevin Nash. I like Kevin Nash, but he called out Io Sky and said she was terrible wrestler and all this. And what the hell's he watching? Now she may not be his cup of tea, but I don't think he needs to say that she's a terrible wrestler.
he's never been a high flyer fan. He's never been a fan of ever. He's never been that.
I understand that, but after her performance this weekend, I think she more improved herself.
Oh yeah.
I thought it was a hell of a match between them, but I just don't know why he would have to go there. He could say, "Hey, I'm not in the big high fly, and the high flyers. I don't really get her style." That's one thing, but he pretty much said she was. I think almost a quote. She's terrible.
Yeah.
I don't know what Triple H sees in her. She's horrible. I don't get that. What do you get?
Well, there was also the one that come out that talked about how Shawn Michaels basically had to tell him that it's a different time now, man. It's different than when we were in the ring, and he had to sort of like tell him like it's not like that anymore.
Well, he called Shawn Michaels. Why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? And he said, it's a different time. You got to be able to work with people. You got to be able to teach, but you also got to be able to listen, because it's not 1990 anymore. It's not 1995. It's 2025. So it's going to be different. Whether you agree with it or not, it's just different. And that's all of wrestling. That's just not AEW. That's not just WWE. It's across the board, even in the independent. It's a different time. I guarantee you, Joey could tell you that, because Joey could tell you the way it was 25 years ago, him learning 25, 30 years ago, whatever, and him teaching now. It's a completely different ball game.
Yep. So yeah, big weekend in Indianapolis because Squared Circle is going to be going on starting on Friday and Saturday. NGW with Bischoff and their big 17th show and the cage match. Warrior Pro with the real one, Enzo Amore, and yours truly.
F.E.W. if you're over in
You got
Edinburgh.
Paradigm Shift. Alex was supposed to come on. I don't know what happened, but they got a big show there, F.E.W. I think
not forget
doors
them,
open at 5. Show starts at 6. I think tickets are like $15. But yeah, you can get on F.E.W.'s page, but it's called Paradigm Shift. They put on good shows, man. So definitely check it out. You won't be disappointed. Nice venue. You know, they do really good work. So give them a try if you're in that Greenfield area or anywhere close. So, well, I think we're good to go, guys. Hey, don't forget Thursday, Face and Heel Pro Wrestling Talk, 8 o'clock Thursday night. We'll be talking WrestleMania. Should be very interesting.
Yeah, it should be.
That'd be absolutely devastating.
Oh!